Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to reflect on the last month and did I thrive? Did we thrive? Did all of you thrive? Just thought I'd give you an update, kind of a recap, and did I achieve my goals or not? And if you remember, my goal was to get out more in social settings and other than work and coming home and going to church. Some things I haven't done maybe before, and then a viewer, very smart viewer, mentioned that I needed to also focus with my husband. So we did some things too. So did we thrive? Yeah, I think we did. We had 2 weeks here in Michigan that were so cold that we stayed in. We weren't going out in that. The weather was bad. The temperatures were below zero, the wind chills, and we stayed by our nice wood stove. But other than that, we did things. I did things. So my goal was 2 things a month, and I did 2 this month. The first thing was a local church just down the road, not my church, a different church, has like a monthly craft day for the ladies, a morning, and they have snacks and stuff, and you learn a new craft. And in January, it was making a sun catcher out of chicken wire and beads. So this was just to teach us how to do it. This is not a big one or anything. I could make a bigger one, but we made this and learned how to make it. So this was the one I made, and I think it's pretty cool. My husband has it up in the window. I took it down to show you. So that was the first thing. And there was a bunch of women there, over 20, and it was fun, and we laughed, and everyone was helping each other. And it was from like teenagers on up to senior citizens. So there was some like me who I'm semi-retired, some were retired, but some brought their granddaughters and they were home from college, and it was a good time. And it was really cool to see all the different color patterns and what people did. And it was fun. But while I was there, I learned something I didn't know existed in our town, an activity. On Tuesday afternoons at the village hall, anyone, not just ladies, men can come to, is it bunco. And you play 3 games of bunco, and you switch around tables, and after the second game you have snacks. And so I went to bunco. I have never played bunco. Bunco was fun. It was really fun. And so it was a really fun afternoon, and I definitely will be returning to bunco. And it's $3 to go, and then they split the money up with the winners at the end. So, and that's to help, we use the facility and everything. And everyone helped clean up after, and I had so much fun. The time went so fast, and there was so many people that I haven't seen in years, and then I met new people, and it was just a really good experience. Just fun, freedom feeling afternoon, if that makes sense. No stress, no pressures, no things I had to get done. I just went there and had fun. And that's what we need to all do, right? We need to sometimes just have fun and thrive and laugh and be full of joy. And I was. So I was so happy that I was invited to that, because I had no clue it existed. So those were the 2 things I did for the month. So success. And then for my husband and myself, I had given him 3 choices. Well, he was okay with them, but then what happened is he wanted to go for a ride. In our area, a nature photographer, Bill Diller, spotted a snowy owl that is orange. And I'll have a picture. It's orange. And there's DNR biologists and all these Audubon, and everyone's like, Is this some anomaly, or was it sprayed? One of the theories is that it, came from Canada down to here, and it was sprayed like with fire retardant. Because when it opens its wings, you can see the white part still. So on Saturday afternoon, when we love birds, we went out for a ride in the area to go look for this, because I knew the general area it was. And then we went along the lake shore. We stopped at some places and stopped at the break wall and watched the ice fishermen. And we just had like 3 hours we just spent together riding around and looking. We did find 2 snowy owls. But not the orange one. But if you live in an area where you can see a snowy owl, they're magnificent. They're just on that pole, just beautiful when they turn their head. So it was fun. And we came home. I said, do you want to go out for pizza? And he was like, no, he's still having some dental issues. And came home and I grabbed my pot roast in a jar. I grabbed 2 jars of that because I did it in pints, and I had a packet of brown gravy. I made the brown gravy, added in the pot roast in a jar. It all thickened up, made some instant mashed potatoes. That recipe is so good, that pot roast in a jar. We just love it. I had dinner in literally less than 15 minutes. I couldn't have called and had a pizza delivered in the amount of time. And it didn't cost us anything. So we sat at the table and we talked and we looked at our pictures, and it was a nice evening, afternoon into evening. It was a good time. So we did have our date night. And then another night, we had frozen pizza and we watched a movie, an old Jurassic Park one. But we sat and watched the whole movie together and enjoyed it and laughed and made comments and just, interacted with each other. There was no phone calls, there was no computer, there was nothing interfering. We worked a puzzle during part of it. Not that we don't spend time together all the time, but this was more focused on each other and no outside things distracting. If, I wasn't thinking about the laundry I needed to do, or he wasn't thinking about the firewood. He had that already done. I mean, it was a special effort, if that makes sense. So those frozen pizzas come in handy sometimes. I like making homemade too, but it was quick. So what are my key takeaways? Well, number one, I need to continue to plan and seek out events and activities that we will enjoy and that are sometimes new and out of our comfort zone, but also things that we love to do together, like the bird watching. Number 2 thing that I can take away is an unexpected blessing of reconnecting with friends that I haven't seen for a long time and meeting new people. Just relaxed, fun times. So I'm hoping that all of you are joining me and you're thriving too. We'll go into more things in the month for why we do this and the benefits, physically and mentally. But it was a good January. January can be a bummer of a month, but it was a good January. And I feel with all the obstacles and the things that were thrown at us, we still thrived. Let me know how you did last month. Were you thriving? Did you do something new? Did you spend time together? Did you go do something that you never thought about doing? Let me know how you did and what your goals are to thrive. And next week, I'm going to talk more about why we want to thrive, what it does for us, how it benefits us physically and mentally, all aspects, at least how I feel. So let's all continue to be thrifty and thriving. Let's just continue to do this. And explore all the ways that we can be thrifty and thrive. I'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.